Now, I learned about systems early in life and in college at Chapman University. Remember I told you I taught my way into Chapman? It was a small private university. It's grown considerably since then. But at the time, one of the great things about Chapman University was that we had tremendous access to our professors. Unlike some of the state schools that I had attended, where I would have 300, 400, 500, 1,500 people in a giant theater, at Chapman it wasn't unusual to have classes of 15, 18 students. So we got to have this great rapport with our professors. And because I was so intent on being successful, and now I had the momentum going in my grades, I was an excellent student now, I had this wonderful relationship with two of my favorite professors. And we would have lunch in the student union once a week and talk about all kinds of fun stuff. And I was honored these two learned gentlemen would spend time with me. And I would have lunch with Dr. Bill Boaz, and he was kind of in the humanities department, and Dr. Arthur Flint. And Dr. Flint was a physicist. And we would just be, I mean, the conversation was phenomenal, especially as a young student like myself, to hear these guys talk. And one day, Dr. Boaz was lamenting about a senior seminar he was having, and the topic, the senior seminar covered semantics. Semantics, the true essence, the meaning of words. And he was saying, you know, I'm having some trouble getting some of these kids in my class to really understand the essence, the true meaning of the words. And Dr. Flint said, well, Bill, everything in the universe can be explained by a system or a mathematic equation. And I didn't say anything, I'm just a kid, and I look over at Dr. Boaz, and he kind of scratches his head, and he said, well, Dr. Flint, I understand that you can describe, you can explain hard stuff, things you can hold in your hand, you know, physical things. You can certainly explain that with a system or a mathematical equation, but you can't explain the essence, the meaning of a word with a mathematical equation, for goodness sakes. Dr. Flint said, everything in the universe can be explained with a system of mathematical equations. And Dr. Boaz said, well, I'm going to have to take you up on that. Let's make a little wager. Dr. Flint said, you're on. Boaz thought for a minute, he said, Art, I'm going to make it really simple on you. I'm going to come up with a simple 5-letter word, and I want you to come up with a system, a mathematical equation that explains the essence of that word. He said, you're on. Boaz thought for a minute, he said, I'll tell you what. Explain the essence of the word sniff, would you? Dr. Flint kind of furrowed his eyebrows and said, okay, I will. So we'll meet back here next week, same time. The week goes by. Sure enough, the next week, Dr. Boaz and I are sitting at our normal standard table in the student union, waiting for Dr. Flint. It's 2 minutes after the appointed time. Dr. Flint has never, ever been late. Dr. Flint is like this impeccable human being. Dr. Flint is, do you ever remember the actor Sebastian Cabot? Anybody remember him? Sebastian, can I say that to young folks? And they're like, no. I said, Mr. French? Oh, yeah, okay, we get it. Dr. Arthur Flint was Sebastian Cabot look-alike in miniature. Dr. Flint was not quite 5 feet tall, but he wore impeccably tailored 3-piece suits. His beard was coiffured, you know, perfectly. I mean, he was the epitome of kind of a guy that might pop out of a GQ magazine in those days. So we're waiting for Dr. Flint, and we're both thinking, he's not going to show up because he hadn't been able to do this. And all of a sudden, the student union doors, double doors like those back there, burst open, and as if almost like a movie, light filters in behind, and there's Dr. Arthur Flint, and he has a yellow piece of paper in his hand, and he almost dances across the student union, landing on our table, and he said, gentlemen, I have a system, a mathematical equation that explains the word sniff, and he put it down on the table. And I'll show you what the system was. I told you I was going to do some math for you. So, Dr. Flint said sniff equals 2 triangles plus 2 rectangles, okay, come on, plus 2 circles, plus 2 degrees, plus 2 arcs, over 4 right angles. And he stood back, and he was beaming. Now, this is the same look I had on my face. And he was beaming. He was beaming. He said, so I don't say a word. I'm a student. I don't say anything. And I'm waiting for Dr. Boas to say something. Dr. Boas finally says, well, Art, you know, what does this prove? What does this show me? I mean, I can tell you've obviously spent some time and you have an idea here, but how could this system, this mathematical equation of yours, possibly explain the word sniff? And Dr. Flint said, well, this is the equation, guys. All you have to do is solve it. And he sat back. Well, that's the same look I had on my face. You know, I'm just a student. I didn't say anything. Finally, Dr. Boas said, okay, Art, I'll bite. How does this work? And he said, well, it's very simple. He was so excited to show this. It's very simple. First of all, you take your 2 triangles, plus your 2 rectangles, plus your 2 circles, plus your 2 degrees, your 2 arcs, and you put them over your 4 right angles, and you have a mathematical system that explains the word sniff. That's how I learned that systems don't have to be all that complicated.